Yeah, so we have seen this example in the last session. Now the next example we have to see some example I will show you from here, then some example you have to practice on your own. So the truss is given here, the another type of truss is there, and this truss we have to model in our ATAP software, and then we have to check the result. So can you tell me how many number of grids will be there in plan? Fast.
Four.
Four, sir. Four.
Very good, very good. So 4 grids will be there in plan. And how many levels will be there in elevation?
Two, sir.
There
Two
will be
levels.
2 levels in the elevation. As you can see, this is the first level and this is actually the second level. And it has will by default give you this level as a base level. So don't consider this one. So in addition to this base level, only one level we have to create there. Okay, so just go back to the ETAP software and go to file, just say new model. Once you click over the new model, a new dialog box will open under the title of model initialization, and you all aware with all these options. Go with the third option and now say OK. Once you click over the OK, so this will ask you about the grid definition. So the grid in plan grid, as you said that this is the first grid, this is the second grid, this is the third grid, and this is the fourth grid. So in plan there will be the 4 grid in x direction. So put the 4. So by default 4 is there, let it be. And in y direction, how many number of grids will be there? So this figure is actually in x z plane, x and z plane. Okay, and in y direction there is no any line, only one line is there. This line we are truss line we are going to consider along the y direction. So only one line. If the next truss is there, suppose along this line one more truss is there like this, just for example, so 2 grids will be there. Again one truss is there, then third grid will be there along the y direction. So this is the direction for the y. So in plan this figure is actually along is the plane view, and this plane is along x and z plane. So the grids will be along the z direction and along the x direction and along the z direction. Z is actually the height and x is the in plan direction. Okay, just go back to ETABS. That's why number of grids in y direction will become 1. We also have discussed this point in the last session. Then spacing of grids in x direction. So just go back to the question and see it is uniform or non-uniform.
Non-uniform.
Exactly, it is non-uniform, but repetitive number is 3. So just go back to ETABS and put the repetitive number as 3. And in y direction obviously nothing is there, but this ETABS software is not accepting the 0 number. See, I am trying to put 0. So as it is giving the error, the value should be greater than 0. Okay, so anyhow you have to put any number. So I would like to take as 1. Okay, now just go to custom, go to edit grid data. Once you click over edit grid data, and you also know what is the application of these two option, what is the need of these two option, what is the meaning of these two option, you all will aware. So I would like to work with the second option. Check this one. Okay, so a grid is actually at a distance of between A to B. In reference of A, the distance is 3 meter. So put the distance as 3 meter. Now next it is what? B.
4
B
meter.
at a distance B to C in reference of B, it is 4. So put the number as 4. Now next it is again 3. So okay, good. So this is 3 4 3. Okay, in y direction nothing is there. I would like to take some dark color of the grid. Say okay, say okay. Now we have to talk about the height. So how many levels will be there?
1 level.
One
Sorry?
level.
Exactly,
One
one
level.
level, one additional level. Overall, two level will be there. One is your this level and this
Base
level,
and
and it has will by default by default give the base level. So don't consider this one. But anyhow, this level will be there. So only one additional level we have to create. So just clear this all. Go back to tabs and put one number only. And also single height will also be there. What is the height?
3 meter.
Exactly,
3
3
meters.
meter height. Bottom story height will be 3. Doesn't matter. If you are confused, then go to custom grid story data. Go to edit story data. Once you click over the edit story data, so two things are there only: base and story. One, you can write it as level 1. Level 1. You can write it. Okay, so this is done. Now say okay, and I want the grids, so click over the grids. Now say okay. Once you click over the okay, two window will open: in plan window and 3D window. 3D view window and in plan view window. So here we don't need to walk, we don't need to look over the 3D view. So just close this window. And also we don't need to have this model explorer. What is the application of this model explorer? I will discuss it later, but right now we don't need to have this. Just close this. Okay, so this grid, in plan grid, is there. Along the x direction one grid is there. Along the y cut there is a b c d. Okay, but we don't need to walk in plan, we need to walk over the elevation. Go to elevation and just click over the grid first. I would like to see the elevation along the grid first. Say apply. So this is the elevation view where there is a base and there is a level first. Whatever the naming that you have given in the story level, that will be available here. Okay, so what next thing we have to do? We have to model this truss. So we will start with the frame element. So click over the frame element. New dialog box will open. See, first is object, select object option. Second one is the reshape option. What is the application? We will discuss it in command section. And this is the quick beam draw, quick frame element draw. So click over this and close this. Now this is the first point. From this first point, just click over this point, and I told you, unless and until you are not getting the reference mark, that is red color plus sign, also the label is there, grid A1 and level 1 interaction, A and 1 interaction, grid A and 1 interaction is there. See, in plan, when you look in plan, so this is what, this is the grid 1 and this is the grid A. So when you go to elevation, go to elevation along the grid first. So this point is actually the intersection of what? Grid A and 1. Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, it is actually the definition of this point. It is the grid point which is at the intersection of A and 1, and this point is actually at the level of first. When you take the cursor here, so this will give the, it is the grid point B and 1 interaction, and this point is at the base. Okay, just for your knowledge, just click over this point and freely move to the next point where you want to end this line. Just click over this line, so this frame will be drawn, and go to next point here. Again go back to the next point here. Coming back to this point, continuity is maintained. Again go back to this point, then go back to this point. This is done. If you want to break the continuity but want to keep the command as active, so just right click over the window, so that the continuity will be off and the command will be active. Okay, and another thing is that, as I told you, at the base level, by any means, if you are taking the joint also, it as will give you this support, because base is considered as a foundation level. That's why if you are doing anything at the base level, see, just for example, I'm clicking here, just click here. So by default it has will give you support at the base level. Okay, just close this. So first delete this, select this and go to edit work. It is edit work, just click over the delete. So this will be deleted. Okay, now next thing, we have to model these vertical elements. Okay, go back, click over the frame, just close this. Yeah, from this point to this point. Okay, close, right click on the window, so the continuity will be off. Now from this point to this point, just right click on the window, so the continuity will be off. So these frames we have modeled. Now last B to E, just go back from this point to this point. So finally we have completed the modeling of this this truss. What next responsibility? To assign the support. So first see, is there any need to have these two supports?
No, sir.
When you
No,
look
sir.
to the question, so actually the support is at the top joints on the left and right. On the left it is hinge, on the right it is roller, but at the bottom side there is no need to have any support. So just go back to ETABS, just drag from left to right, so that all the things that is coming inside of the box will be selected. So here I am interested to select only the joint, that's why I am dragging from left to right, dragging from left to right, so that this joint is going to be selected. So only one joint is in selection. At the same time you can drag, you can also select the next joint, just drag from left to right, so that this joint will also be selected. So two joints is in selection. So go to assign, go to join, go to restrain, and I don't want any support here, just click over
So click
none
no.
and say apply. So this support will be removed from these unnecessary points. Okay, now here I am interested to assign the support. So click select this joint. See, if I am dragging from right to left, what will happen? The section which is cut intersected by this box will be selected, and all the things which is completely coming inside of the box will be selected. See, so member will be selected and the joint will be selected. Okay, just clear this all, drag from left to right, so that only the complete thing will be selected which is inside of your box. So this joint is in selection. Now go to assign and go to join, go to restrain, and four options are there. If you are not having good idea about this translation and rotation, don't worry, just click over the hinge. So by default restraint will be selected. These all are nothing but the restraint, these all are nothing but the restraints. So by hinge support, this restraint, translation in X, translation in Y, and translation in Z, all the translational movement, all these translational movement are restrained in case of hinge support. I hope you are well aware with the definition of all of these supports. Am I correct? You all are aware with the supports.
Yes, sir.
It's a very basic thing. Okay, go back to ETABS and go just click over the hinge and say apply. So the hinge support will be assigned to this joint. Now drag from left to right and click over the roller and say apply. So on the right side, as you can see, roller support is there. This is all done. Now the next point is what? We have to assign the load. We have to assign the load. But before of assigning, okay, see here, how much load is there at the joint B?
20 kilonewton.
20 kilonewton. At the joint C, 60
60
kilonewton.
kilonewton.
That is vertically downward in gravitational direction. So go back to
Yeah.
ETABS and just drag from left to right, so that this joint will be selected, and go to assign. See, joint load is there, line load is there, that is frame load, and area load. So go to join load, go to force. So here we have to assign the load under the live load pattern. So just click over the live, and under Z direction, how much load is there? 20. So just put minus 20. Is that okay?
Yes,
Say
sir.
apply. So this much load we have assigned to this support 20 kilonewton. Drag from left to right so that this joint will be selected and 60 kilonewton vertically downward. So change it to 60. Say apply under the live load pattern. This is all done. So vertically we have assigned the load to this joint because we have to assign the joint load. Now one more load is there at the F point. So this load is horizontal in positive x direction. So just go back to tabs and just drag from left to right so that this joint will be selected, and put that value as what? 30, but this is a minus sign. Say apply. Sorry.
Very nice.
Yeah,
It's positive.
I did the mistake. Says 0 in x direction. Drag from left to right so that this joint will be selected, and in x direction it is 30. Say apply. So it's positive. If you put the negative sign, so this will be in negative direction. Replace to existing load. Again select this joint, so this direction will be changed, but make sure that replace existing load option should be there. If the add to existing load will be there, so what will happen? There will be addition to the existing load. Okay, say apply.
Getting 0.
So this load will be in negative direction, but we are expecting the load here as positive x direction. So drag from left to right so that joint will be selected, put the number as 30 and say apply, being the replace existing load option, so that this load and this direction will be replaced by newly assigned load and direction. Say apply. It's done. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Just close this window. So I think we have completed our model. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir, we have
No.
to release the moment.
Release the joint.
Sorry.
Release the joint, sir.
Yes. But before the releasing the movement, not release the joint. The term is release the
Moment
movement.
release.
Movement release. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The term
Yes,
is
sir, I
movement release. Okay. So the next thing is what? Okay. Before of releasing the movement, we are going to check the model. Go to analyze. Go to check. And select all these options and say OK. So this will ask you, okay, analysis is going on and model has been checked. Is there any warning?
No, sir. No,
There
sir.
is no any warning. Your model is correct. Just close this. And if you don't want these grid lines, so just right click on the window and just click over set grid system visibility. I will take it in detail in the command section, but right now as per application, try to understand. If you want to remove these grid lines, so just click over the grids, just right click and set grid system visibility. If you again click over this, so the grids will be available. If you right click over this and set grid system visibility, so the grid will be removed. Is that okay?
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now next thing is what? Yeah. So this is all done. Select all the members. Drag. By this way you can select by just clicking over each member, so that the member will be selected. This is one option of selecting the member by just simply clicking over the member. Another option is what? Just drag from right to left and let the box to cut the frame which you want to select. Okay, so this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. So the total number of frames are actually 8 frames. So 8 frames
One
are
is remaining.
yeah, one
One
is
is
missing.
remaining.
Yeah, total 9 frames are there. Total 9 frames are there. Then go to assign, as it is frame element. So go to assign go to frames and go to releases and partial fixity. Just click over this point and check this box and check this board start and end at both end. Check this box and check this box. So at the start and the end, at the I joint, at the J joint, at the both the joint, I would like to release the movement. Okay, say apply. So the release we have assigned to all the frames. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is all done for this model. Now finally we can proceed for the analysis. So just click over the analysis, run analysis. So this is in quick access bar, shortcut option is there, run analysis, or you can directly press F5, or otherwise you can go to analyze, and in analyze run analysis option is there, just click over this. So before of analysis it is asking to save the model, so just say T2 and say save. It will take some time and will give the deformed shape of structure. And as you all know, by just clicking on start animation, you can see the animation of a deformed structure. Is it okay? Just say stop. As the left end is the hinge, is the restraint support, so there is no any movement, and on the right side is the roller support, that's why there is a movement. Actually there is a translational movement. Say stop. And now I would like to see the axial forces in the member. So go to display option, go to force stress diagram, okay, and go to frame pier spindle option, and we would like to see the result under the live load, and we want to see the axial forces. Automatic option is there, fill diagram should be checked, and frame, say apply. So this is actually the result. And what I told you, red color means what?
Compression.
Exactly, compression or negative force, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And yellow color means what?
Tensile or positive.
Tensile or positive. So that is actually the meaning of the color. And if you don't want to see the color and you want to see only the forces and values, so that also you can do. Go to display, go to force stress diagram, go to frame pier, and instead of having this box to be checked, fill diagram, check this second one and uncheck this one and say apply. So the result and values will be there only. Okay, but it is better to go with the by default, say apply, close this. Okay, now see, next thing is what? How much load is there here? Okay, first thing in question, A to B. How much A to B? Hello?
11.
sir.
11 kilonewton, which is compressive force, is it? Go back to it as,
Yes.
and this is A to B, is it correct?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah, this is what? B to C, I think 39. Go back.
Yes, sir.
B to C,
39.
it is 39. C to D, again 39. Check this. Again 39. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go back and check one more. This tension
58.
AF, which is 58. AF, which is 58. Go back. 57.98. So is it acceptable or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it acceptable? Okay. Go back. And FE, how much last FE? FE, it is 11 again. Tension 11. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
In the
Yes, sir.
analyzed result, when you right click over the member, so this will give you more elaborated result. Just right click over. So equivalent load, what is equivalent load is there, what is the axial force is there, that all will be available. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
So okay. So this is the second example. Now this one we also have to deal. Would you like to see this here or would you practice it? Hello.
We
Sir,
will practice it, sir.
Now next topic is we have to deal with the simple examples of the beams. Okay, simple examples of beams we have to see, and many other things we have to learn with this beam section. Okay, so first of all, okay, it's visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, coming back to this example, we have to discuss about the beams, some axis consideration. So what are the different types of beams we have, different types of axis system we have discussed? Can anyone repeat it?
Local, global, and natural.
Exactly, global, local and natural. So if we are talking about the individual member, so what type of axis system will be there? Either global or local?
Local.
Sorry?
Local.
Local, exactly.
Local.
If you are discussing about the individual member, so definitely the axis system will be actually local axis. The axis system which is going to represent your entire model, where number of members will be there, that is global axis. And if you are discussing about the individual member and its axis, so it is local axis. Okay, so if you are talking about the beam element, so this beam element is having three dimension as length, width and depth. So as you know that see, three equilibrium equations we have: summation f of x, that means the forces along the x direction, that means the forces along the longitudinal direction of the member, that is fx is equal to 0. Summation f of x is equal to 0, all the forces in x direction is equal to 0. So that is the first equilibrium equation. Summation f of y, that is equal to 0, that means all the vertical forces. And last one is the summation moment about what, about the third axis, that is out of plane, moment is equal to 0. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so these three equilibrium equations we have, I'm just taking the reference of this explanation. Okay, so while dealing with the beam, if you want to see the axial force, so you need to look uh, along the longitudinal axis. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that will
Yes,
be,
sir.
see, this kind of example we have discussed in our bachelor, our masters. Just for example, this beam is there which is having the support here like this. This is the having the support here like this. This is the depth, this is the depth, and this is actually the length. So if you want to see the axial force in the beam section, so you need to look along the longitudinal axis. So that is actually axis represented by the ETAP software as axis 1 that we have seen, axial force in the member. So beam is what? Can anyone tell me? It is a flexural element or it is a tension compression element? Can anyone tell me?
Flexural member.
It is the flexural member which is subjected to transverse load. This member is mainly subjected to transverse load. This member will not be subjected to axial force. Majorly, this member will be subjected to transverse loads, and under this transverse load, there will be the flexural behavior of this member. This member is going to deflect like this. So beam is actually flexural member, it is not compression and tension member. So what will happen? The axial force will not be there. So we don't need to look the result along the axis 2 sorry, along the axis 1. Is that clear? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Noise is there from the background. Hello? Is there a noise from my background? Hello?
No, sir.
My voice is clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there is no discussion for this for the axis 1 1 because the beam will not be subjected to axial force. Okay, go back. So two axes will remain, axis 2 2 and axis 3 3. Okay, coming back to our discussion again. So this member, suppose a beam element is there which is subjected to axial force, means actually transverse force, or sometimes maybe uniformly distributed load over the beam. This kind of load will be there. So due to action of this load, the maximum shear force will be developed along at the end of the beam. Is it correct? The shear force diagram you know very well. The shear force diagram will be like this. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the
Yes, sir.
maximum shear force that is going to develop in the beam section at their ends will be the maximum shear force, and what will happen due to development of this shear force, this shear force will try to break your concrete section, concrete material, because concrete is actually brittle element, brittle material. Your steel is a ductile material that will undergo in the deflection, in the deformation, but it is not with the case of concrete material. If the assigned load, if the applied load exceeding the limit of the concrete material, so it is not going to deflect, it is not going to bend, it is not going to deform, it is directly going to break, because the concrete is a brittle material. Am I right or wrong? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
basically what will happen, if the load is within the capacity of the material as the concrete, and it is going to slightly increase beyond the capacity of the concrete element, so what will happen, crack is going to be created here like this. These are the cracks will form in the beam section in the concrete material. It is going to form like this. Is it okay? So this crack will be present here, and this crack is going to develop from the along the depth of the member. Along the depth of the member, this crack is going to be developed. And let's see the figure. Along the depth of which axis is there?
Y-axis.
Y-axis and axis is what?
2 2.
Axis 2 2. It has represent the local axis by the numbers as 1 1 2 2 and 3 3. So that if you want to look how much shear force is going to generate in your beam section, so which axis you have to refer?
2 2.
2
2
2. Have you got the concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so whenever you want to see the shear force, you need to look over the axis 2 2. Major axis, so one conclusion is what? Major axis for shear is 2 2. Okay, hello? And
Yes, sir.
minor axis, some shear will also be there along the 3 3, but that will be very less. Okay, so that we are going to consider minor axis for shear. What it will be?
3 3.
3
3
3.
3.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Yeah. And the third axis, the moment is going to be developed along that axis, that will be what? Your 3 3.
One.
So the major axis for the movement, major axis for movement will be 3 3, and minor axis for movement will be 2 2. Will you remember this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
because axial force will be along the longitudinal direction, shear force will be along the depth of the member or along the true axis, and out of plane that axis will be there, that is movement about the third axis, that will be 3 3. Okay, so major axis for the movement will be 3 3, minor axis for the movement will be 2 2, major axis for the shear, major axis for shear, it will be 2 2, and
2,
minor
2.
axis for the shear will be 3 3. Is
3
that
3.
clear? Shall we proceed now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just go back to our question. So we have to model this beam. Okay. So first see, can you tell me, it is in elevation? It is the elevation view or in plan view? Can anyone tell me?
Elevation.
Elevation, sir.
Exactly, it is the elevation view. Okay, not it is the plan view. So can you tell me how many number of grids will be there in plan?
4.
4.
4, sir.
Exactly, 1 2 3 4. So just go back to ETABS and go to file and just say new model. It is asking to save. Yes, say. Okay, so let's go with the third option. First see the unit. What is the unit?
Newton, sir.
No, distance.
Meter.
Meter. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so we have to work with the metric SI. Go back to ETABS and it should be metric SI, Indian 800 2007, IS 456 2000. Now say OK. Once you click over the OK, and how many number of grids will be there along the X direction? 1
4
2
grids.
3 and 4. Very good. Go back and put the number as 4. In Y direction, how many will be there?
1.
0.
Exactly,
1.
very good. See, again you can't put the 0 number. Anyhow you have to put at least 1. Say 1. Spacing of grids in X direction. Can anyone tell me? It is uniform, non-uniform?
Non-uniform.
Exactly. So
Uniform,
any
sir.
number, let it be 8 8, doesn't matter. Go to custom grid. Go to edit grid data. And I would like to work with the second option. First is what? 0.5. Is it?
0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
0.5. Put the number as 0.5. Next will be 0.7. Put 0.7. Next 0.8.
0.8.
Put the 0.8. Okay, so these three numbers I have given here. Now go back, grid color, some dark color you have to choose. Say OK, and should be 1000. Reduce the bubble size, say 1000. Now say OK. Say the grids only. And how many levels will be there?
1 level. 0 level.
0 level. So I would like to take only one level. See, I would like to take one level above the base because I don't want to walk over at the base level. So just see what I am doing. Number of stories will be, say, one level I want. Typical story height, let it be as it is. Go to grid. Now say OK. Once you click over the OK, so two window will be there. Close the 3D view, and this is the in plan view. So go to edit, go to elevation, and go to along grid first. Say apply. So instead of working here at the base level, I would like to work at the first level. Is there any problem to anyone?
No, sir.
Is that clear? Sheikh Atikullah,
Yes.
Akib, is that clear? Yes. Okay, Akib, Sheikh. Okay, good. Abhishek, is there any problem?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay, so go back to ETABS and yeah, so see, we have to model. Okay, one more question is there. Is it single beam or is it a part beam? Can anyone tell me? It means A to B, B to C, C to D. It is a single beam or is it a part beam?
Single beam.
Single
It is a
beam.
single beam.
Single
But
beam.
what will happen? See, what will happen if I am just clicking over, go to beam section, close this one. If I am taking from this point, what will happen? From this point click over first point and really move to the this point. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
So this beam we have. Now next thing is what? This done. Okay, just drag from left to right so that this joint will be selected. Okay, my question to all of you, can anyone tell me what are the different types of beams? Very basic question.
Simply support cantilever.
Cantilever. Okay, anyone else? और कोई टाइप की बीम है? Is there any other
Double
type of
over-
beam?
Propped cantilever.
Overhang beam. Okay, Wasi. Keep propped cantilever. Very good. That I am expecting. Propped cantilever beam. We will discuss later about the propped cantilever beam. Okay. Okay, good. So see, this is the cantilever beam whose left end is actually fixed. So go back to ETABS and just clear this. Drag from left to right so that this joint will be selected. Go to assign, go to join, go to restrain. Now at this time I have to assign the fixed support. So this one is first one is the fixed. Click over this, say apply. So this joint will be fixed. Close this one, go back to ETABS again. Okay, question again. Now I have to assign the load at this joint, at the B joint. Okay, so just go back and just drag from left to right. Drag from left to right. Okay, click over this point. That is also not possible. So is it possible for me to select this joint?
No, sir.
No, I am not able to get the joint here. That's a problem with me. Again, I am just
Divide.
clicking over this. Again, same problem. Why? Because we have model
You have to
this, yes, single beam. So the thing what we need to do, select this frame and delete this one. Okay, so we have to model it in parts. So click over the frame, just close this. Now just click over the first point, freely move to the next point, then to the next point, then to the next point. Now you will be able to select each individual joint. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now just drag from left to right so that this joint will be selected. Go to assign, go to join, go to restrain, and should be the fixed support, say apply. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now here we have to assign how much load? 300
300
kilonewton.
Newton.
In kilonewton, how much it will become? Hello.
0.3. 0.3.
0.3.
0.3 exactly. Go back to ETABS. Just drag from left to right so that I'm able to select this joint. Go to assign. Go to joint load. Go to force. In vertically downward direction under the live load pattern, put the number as 0.3 with the minus sign. With the
Yes, sir.
minus sign that will be vertically downward, say apply. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, drag from left to right so that this joint will be selected. And how much load is there?
0.5.
0.5. Say 0.5, say apply. Now next, drag from left to right. How much load is there?
I think, sir, 0.8.
Yeah, good. 0.8, say apply. So all this load we have assigned to the frame, and also we have assigned the support at the left end. So finally we have completed our work as per the given example. Just go back to ETABS and just right click on the window and just click over set grid system visibility. Just click over so that the grids will be removed, will be disappeared. Okay, and if you want to keep it again in view, just right click on the window and just click over set grid system visibility, so the grid will appear again. Just right click again. I don't want to see the grids. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then go to analyze, and after the completion of the modeling, every time you have to go to check your model. Without checking the model, you can't move for the analysis, otherwise there will be error, there will be no surety that your analysis is correct. So before of the analysis, every time you have to check your model. No doubt, if you have a confidence, it will be correct, but still you have to check your model. Okay, go to analyze, check model, select all, say okay. It will take some time and will give the result. The model has been checked, no warning messages were generated. Yeah, it's good. Just close this. Now this is done. Just click over the run analysis. This again asking to save, so say B1 save model. So this is a deformed shape of structure. Just right click, just click over the start animation. So as it is the cantilever beam, so the free end will deflect more, and left end there will be no any deflection. That's because it is the fixed support. Is it correct?
Sir.
Yes.
So,
If you
okay,
want to see the deflection, just take the cursor at the joint, and how much deflection in the z direction? Minus 0.017 mm. Is it okay? Hello?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, this much deflection is there. Okay, forget this. We have to see the result as the shear force and bending moment in the beam. The major thing to which that actually influencing the design of the beam is actually what? Shear force and bending moment. That are the dominating stresses in your member as beam. Dominating stresses in the beam section will be what? That will be shear and moment. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
yes, sir.
Go to display, go to force stress diagram and frame piers. Under the live load pattern, we have to see the result. Now here I am interested to see the shear force. So which option we have to choose? Shear 2-2 or shear 3-3? Fast.
2-2. Yes, 2-2.
Exactly. Shear major axis for the shear is what?
2-2.
2-2. So check this option 2-2, automatic fill diagram frame, say apply. So these results we are getting here, and just take the cursor. How much shear force we are getting here? 1.6.
Point.
1.6 kilonewton. In Newton it will become what? 1600.
Yes, sir.
In Newton it will become, sorry,
1600 Newton.
exactly 1600 Newton. It is what? 13 means 1300. Here it is what? 8.8 means 800. Is it correct? Th 1600 Newton, 1300 Newton, 800. Go back to our result. See, it is 1600. Right or wrong?
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
1600. And here we are getting what? 1600 minus 300. How much this height, this shear force?
1300.
1300. Correct? And 1300
Correct.
minus 500, this will become 800. Is it?
800.
800. Okay, just clear this all. So shear force is right or wrong?
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Okay, just go back.
Absolutely right.
Also see the bending moment. So just go back to ETABS again, and now I have to see the bending moment. So which axis I have to look? Either 2-2 or 3-3. Sorry?
3-3.
Yeah, check this option 3-3, say apply. So this is what? This is the bending moment, and this is the red sign means the negative bending moment is there. If the positive sign is there, then positive moment is there. Negative moment means what? That is sagging. And positive moment, yellow color means what? Hogging.
Hogging.
Sorry. Positive movement means what? Sagging, positive sign, yellow color, and red color, negative sign means hogging. We will discuss about this later, okay, in detail. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how much movement we are getting here? Just right click over this. So movement is there. How much? 2, 3, 5. Just when you right click over the member, on the left point, it is how much? 2.35. Hello.
Yes, sir.
2.35
Yes, sir.
kilonewton meter. 2.35 kilonewton meter. If you want to convert it in Newton meter, so it will become 2350. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go back to ETABS result. Check how much it is. Is it correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Hello. Yeah. Next point at the B point, how much it is? 1150. So go back to ETABS at this point. How much it is? 1150. Hello.
Yes, sir.
It is 1150. See, when I'm just click, can you wait for 2 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Of course.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we are looking for the results of our analysis. So the next point here it is how much we are getting. So if you are not getting the result clearly, just right click over the member so that elaborated result will be there. Okay. Just clear this. So on the left side, how much force is how much moment is there? See, this will give you both all the things: individual forces at the joints, shear forces, and moment, and also deflection. So how much moment we are getting? Hello, 640. Hello, is it correct? In Newton
640.
meter. Go back to question. 640. Is it 640?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see what actually happening here. When I'm just clicking over the member, so the results we are getting in parts. Just right click over this. So on the left side is what? 2350. On the right side it is what? 1150. That is correct, no problem. When you right click over this member, so on the left side is what? 1.55. Okay, good, correct. But on the right side how much? It is 640. So is it right thing to model this member in parts? Practically you can do this for the real life project.
No,
No.
sir.
No, there should be some solution. Is it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it is also correct, this is not wrong, but see, another option is there where you can perform the thing more practically. So first, to do anything in the model, first click over the unlock, go to analyze, and in analyze option you will get the option unlock, or in the quick access bar you will get the unlock. Click over the unlock, say okay. So here I'm not interested to have this member. Okay, first just right click on the window, set grid system, grids, and click over the frames, select all these frames and say delete, cross delete, otherwise go to edit and go to delete, so that all the members will be deleted. Now go to frame, close this, and from this first point freely move to the next point. Okay, so this frame we have modeled as a complete beam. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, now next thing is what? The same problem will be there, drag from left to right, so the joint will not be possible to select. So what option is there? Okay, so the option is there, don't
Frame
worry,
load.
just drag from left to right. Just clear this, drag from left to right, so the joint will be selected. One joint is in selection but is not in view. Go to assign, go to join, go to restrain, and select the joint fixed support, say apply. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
joint we have assigned. Now then select the frame, then go to assign. Can I work with the joint load? Because we have to assign the joint load, but the joint is not in selection, frame is in selection. Is it? Hello.
Frame load.
Yeah, so go to frame. When you go to frame, so this is asking either you want to assign the point load or you want to assign the distributed, uniformly distributed load. What we want
Point
to
load.
assign?
Point load.
Point
Yes,
load.
click over the point. Now first change the live load as the load pattern as live. Now here we have to assign either force or movement, so we have to assign the force, and it is by default has given the gravity, so don't need to put the minus sign. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't need to put the minus sign, it is by default gravity. Okay, one thing is there. Okay, and you all know the application of these three option, same thing is there. Now two option is actually available here, relative distance. So actually what is going on with this option, entire frame is divided into four parts, that is from 0 to 25% length, then 25 to 75% length, and then 100%, like this. So it is a very tedious job, very complicated and something confusing. So I recommend to go with the second option. Just click over the second one, absolute distance, click over absolute one. So it is asking about the distance, at what distance you want to assign the load and how much you want to assign the load. Hello, you all are with me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Sir.
so it is asking
Yes.
about the distance. See, look for the first line, it is in meter, so it is asking in asking the distance, and second line is of the load, so it is asking about the load, how much loading you want to assign. Now see, go back, and at a distance of what, from this is actually the origin point, this is what it is actually the origin point. From the origin point and from the baseline base point, at what distance we have to assign the load?
0.5.
0.5. Go back to tabs and just clear this. At a distance of 0.5, how much load we have to assign? I think 0.3. Is it?
Yes.
In kilonewton we have to assign, not in newton. That's why we have to put 0.3. Say apply. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Just clear this all. Now next time again select the frame. Now at this time how much load we have to assign?
0.5.
0.5 at a distance of what? Can anyone tell me?
0.12 meters.
0.7.
You are doing mistake.
1.2, sir. 1.2
1
meter.
point.
1.2 meter.
See, this total distance we have to consider. This total distance. Got it? So 0.5 plus 0.7. How much it is?
1.2.
1 point.
1.2.
Very good. Go back to it as put the distance as 1.2. 1.2. And how much load we have to assign?
0.5.
0.5. See again. 0.5. Go back and say apply. Oh, what happened? This load is removed.
Load is transferred to
This
सर
is
एट ए
removed.
टाइम 3 लोड अप्लाई कर सकते हैं सर.
Wait sir, you don't answer. See, what's the problem? This load is removed and this load is assigned. Why? Hello?
Replace existing load
Sorry?
was selected.
Yes,
Existing
Irshad.
load,
Speak loudly.
replace existing load was selected.
Ragul?
Means previous load was replaced by new load.
Yeah, Irshad, you are correct. Ragul?
Same, sir.
Okay, good. See, the problem is what? We are actually working with the replace existing load option. That's actually the problem. So, see, again, undo. So the previous assignment we will have here. Now to assign this load, choose the option add to existing load. Now it's correct. Say apply. Okay, so this, see what intimation we are getting. No selected object were found to receive this assignment. So whatever the thing we want to do, that is not possible unless and until your member is selected. Load we want to assign, but member should also be selected. So that's why select the frame, then assign. Say apply. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now again, total length we have to treat 1.2 plus 0.8. How much it will become?
2 meter.
2 meter. So at a distance of 2, we have to assign 0.8. We have to assign 0.8. Now say apply. But again select the frame first. Say apply. Is that clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
sir.
close this and just click over the run analysis. But before of that, check the model. Go to analyze, check model, select all of this. Say okay. Model has been checked. No warning messages were generated. Now close this. Now just click go to analyze and just click over the run analysis. Now the deformed shape of this member is actually available here. Go to display, go to force stress diagram, go to frame pairs, go to first go to shear force. Say apply. So this shear force we actually have here. Is it visible? Just right click on the member. Now at this time total frame results we have, that is actually expected. Is it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
See the cursor, the movable cursor is there. This line you can move by the cursor anywhere. So on the left side, how much it is? 1.6 means 1600. 16, is it correct? At a distance of 0.5. So it is it is little bit difficult to find the correct point. Yeah, so is it possible here 1 point? But if you want to see any in between of these, so you can directly put the distance here, scroll distance, so put 0.5, enter. So directly the this line will cut the required section. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
So 1600.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1600 again. And if you take the cursor at point 1.2, so it should be 1300. So it is 1300. Now it should be at 2, means at the end, so it is 800. Is it correct? See, 1600, 1300, 800, finally. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, in the last, go back to ETABS, and we want to see the movement. So take the cursor line from right to left, 2350. Is it okay? At a distance of 0.5, how much movement is there? 0.5. So the movement 1550. 1550. Is it correct?
Correct, sir.
Yeah. So at a distance of 1.2, how much it is? 640. It is also correct, 640. And at the free end there will be no movement, 0 movement. Is that correct? Say okay. Hello, you all understood?
Yes, sir.
Just go back to it example again. Now next we have to see this example. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just go back to ETABS, go to file, go to new model, save, go check the unit whether it is feet or inches or meter.
Meter.
Hello.
Meter.
We have to work under the metric SI unit system. So go with the third option, metric SI Indian 800 2007 IS 456 2000. Say okay. How many grids will be there? Fast.
3.
3 grids.
3 grids. Anyone
Four, sir.
else?
4, sir.
4 grids,
Okay,
sir.
good. Anyone else?
2 is
Why you need to have 3 grids or 4 grids?
2 group.
I need
Two,
only
sir.
2
Oh,
grids.
one.
I need
2 grids,
only
sir.
2 grids. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Last
sir.
one and
sir.
8
Understood.
point.
Understood.
What other you need to put? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Go back to it as, and only 2 grids in X direction, 1 grid in Y direction, and in X direction single spacing we need to put. What is total spacing? Sorry,
2 meter.
2 meter.
put the number as X direction 2, and we don't need to look the custom grid, and I need to have one level height, let it be as 1, bottom story height put as 1, and go to grid, say okay. Actually I don't need to have any level. Just cancel this one, go to elevation along the grid first, say apply. Okay, now from left to right take the frame, just close this. This is the start point and this is the end point. Why I am working on the story level? Because see what will happen if I am taking the point from this to this, so by default it will give the support. and again go back to remove the support and all. So unnecessarily steps will extend. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Hello?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So we
Sir,
have
won't it be a
model.
problem?
Sorry.
Won't it be a problem for a base to be separate? Nothing to do with. Won't it get affected? Some
No,
on
no, no.
other
That doesn't
other.
matter. Okay, Ragul.
Okay.
Okay. Or is just a practice. Actual thing is very different. Okay, it's just a practice. Okay, Ragul. Hello.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Now see, this frame is there, and let's see what support is there. So it is a fixed beam on the left side, and right side is free. So it is cantilever beam. Go back, just drag from left to right so that this joint will be selected. Go to assign, go to join, go to restrain, and should be fixed. Say apply. Okay. Now again, first we have to assign the load. So first select the frame, go to assign, and can anyone tell me what types of loads are there?
Uniform distributed load and point load.
Uniformly distributed load is there, and one point load is there. So first
Yes,
we would like to assign the point load. So what option I can follow? Either directly point load or through the frame option. What?
Frame option.
Yes,
Frame
very
option,
good.
sir.
Because the joint, we are not able to get the joint here. That's why we need to go with the option as frame. Go to assign, go to frame load, and here we want to assign the point. Go to point. Under the live load pattern, gravity is by default. Go with the absolute one. And at what distance we have to assign the load? 2 kilonewton. At a distance of what?
1.5.
1.5. So go back to it as at a distance of 2, the load is 1.5. Put 1.5, say apply. Sorry, I think something is, yeah, at a distance of 1.5 and the load is 2. Is it? Hello. Undo.
Yes, sir.
Select the frame. Okay, at a distance of 1.5 and the load is 2, say apply. Is it correct? Hello.
Yes,
Correct,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Now next thing is what? Close this. The point load we have successfully assigned to the frame. Go back to the question, and now the time is to assign this uniformly distributed load. So go back to tabs, again select the frame, then go to assign, go to frame loads. Now at this time we have to assign the distributed load. Is it correct? Not the point load. If you want to assign the point load, you can walk under this option. But if you want to assign the frame load, so you have to go with the second option. And under the live load pattern. And make sure that add to existing load option should be checked. Is it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, let it be replaced to existing. And see, two options are there. Two options are there. One is what?
Trapezoidal and uniform load.
Trapezoidal load and uniform. So I will explain later what the why we when we have to use the trapezoidal, and here we have uniform loading is there throughout the length of the member. Throughout the length of the member, we have to assign the load. So you can directly work with the second option. I will explain the application of this. You will understand later. Okay, but right now, how much load we have to assign?
1.5.
1.5. So uniform load, say apply. So that load will be available here, point load plus this uniform load will be there. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Add to
so
existing.
successfully we have assigned all the loads given in our question, in our sample example. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Just close this and go to analyze section, go to check model, check this all, say okay. Once you click over the OK, so this will take some time to show the result. No warning messages are there. Close this and again go to analyze and just click over the run analysis. It is asking to save the model, so say B2, save the model. So this is actually a deformed shape. If you want to see the animated shape, just click over this. So this is correct. Stop the animation. Go to display. Go to force stress diagram. Go to frame, and under the live load pattern, I would like to see the movement. Say apply. So this is the movement result. If you want to see more elaborated result, just right click over the member. So these results we are actually having here. So on the left side, how much movement we are getting? 6 kilonewton meter. Okay, go back. On the left side, how much movement we are getting? Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
At a distance of 1.5 meter, how much movement is there?
0.1827.
0.18. Let's check whether it is right or wrong. So scroll for values. So it is showing the maximum values. So scroll for values. So at what distance we want? 1.5.
1.5.
Say enter. So how much result we are getting? 0.1875. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Go back to tabs. Sorry, question. So is it correct? Same for the shear case. So shear at this level, it is 0.75 plus 2. So 2.75. Go back to tabs. At this distance 2.75. Is it correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
On the left side, how much it is? 5. So how much at the left side is 5 kilonewton shear force. So is this right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Say okay. So this is done for the second beam also. Now just say go to truss type. Now at this time we have to model this beam. Hello.
Okay, sir.
So fast tell me how many grids we need to have.
2 grids, sir.
2 grid. Okay, next. Anyone else?
3, sir.
3. Okay, anyone else? Justification why we need to take the 3 grids? Can anyone tell me?
No distance till point C.
Sorry?
A,
Point
B, C. Sir, 4, sir.
Oh, why? Justification I want. If you are saying one,
Overhanding one thing.
yes, one
3
by
grids,
one.
sir. There are 3
If we take,
supports.
Okay, who is telling 3 grids?
sir, if we take 3, we can avoid with the negative things.
No.
Negative
Anyone
ref.
else? Ragul,
Three
you are
grids.
saying 3. Justification?
We can avoid with the, like negative reference.
1 for
3
endpoint
support.
and 2 for support. Akib, yeah, you are correct. You are correct. Sorry. See, I can walk with the 2 grids only. I can model it completely, complete beam. That is continue. That will be continue over this support. But the problem is what? If I am taking the single beam, so no doubt the load you can assign anyhow. If the single beam is there, no problem, any kind of load you can assign. But if you are taking the single beam, so there will not possible to select the joint. You are correct? You are agree? Hello?
Yes.
If I am taking the single beam, suppose I would like to have, I want to select this joint. So I will be able to select this. Will I able?
Yes, sir.
No. How? Because grid is not there. So I will not be able to select this joint. Have you seen? Have you all seen in the previous example? Is it correct?
Oh, yes, sir. Correct, sir.
Okay. So that's actually the problem. Loading you can assign, but at the time of assigning the joint, you will not be assigning the support. You will not be able to select this joint. That's why we need to have one grid here. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
one here, and one here. So total number of grids we need to draw as 3 in plan. So go back to tabs, go to file, go to new model, say yes. Go with the third option, that will be the metric SI, Indian, IS 800 2000, IS 456, say OK. And number of grids in X direction will be 3, number of grids in Y direction will be 1, spacing of grids in X direction will be what? Can anyone tell me what spacing will be there? Hello. So between A to B it is 10. Okay, so it is non-uniform, so just we need to work with the custom. Go to custom, go to edit. So between, go with the display grid data is spacing. So first grid at a spacing of what? Hello, fast.
10.
Wait. Yeah, so it is 10. So go back and put the number as 10. Now go to B.
20.
This is what?
20.
16.
Sorry?
16.
16.
26, sir. 26.
26. Okay.
20.
Total.
20, sir.
Those who are telling that 16 to 26, that means they are not seen the previous session. They are not understood the previous session. Hello, who said 16 or 20? 26.
Yes, sir. Me.
It said, sir.
Yes, sir. Me.
How? Have you got the
Sir,
concept
Azani.
or not?
Yes, sir. Good.
Don't do the mistake. Okay, go back to tabs. Yeah, it will be 20. So this is done. So take some dark color, say okay. Now say okay, and level I want only one, put 1, all as 1. Now take the grids, say okay. Once you click over the OK, just close the 3D view and go to elevation along the grid first, say apply. This is done. Now from this go to frame, just close this from this point to this point first. Now from this point to this point. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now next we have to assign the joint support. So on the left side there is no any support, it is overhang and free end is there. Here it is a roller support. So go back to tabs, drag from left to right so that this joint will be selected. Go to assign, go to join, go to restrain, assign the fixed support, roller support, and say apply. So it is roller support. And go back, just drag from left to right and assign what? Hinge support, say apply. Is it clear?
Clear.
Yes, sir.
Just close this. And now the point is to assign the load. So can you tell me what type of load is there over this beam?
A to B trapezoidal.
Uniformly varying load.
Varying load, UVL.
And
UDL.
UVL. So UVL is there and UDL is there. Okay. So first we are talking about the UVL. Again go back to tabs and over this complete frame, over this complete part beam, we have to assign the UVL. So select this frame, go to assign as it is the frame load, go to assign, go to frame, go to distributed. Now at this time we need to work with the trapezoidal option. Go with the absolute distance option. Now here first line and first option is asking about the distance, and second option is asking about the load. So just tell me, on the left end how much load is there, how much intensity?
Zero.
Zero. So at zero distance, at the start at zero distance, zero load is there. Now next, at a distance of 10 meter, how much load is there?
2
2
kilonewton.
kilonewton.
2 kilo, intensity is 2 kilonewton. So go back and put at the distance of 10 meter, the load is 2 kilonewton. Is it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now say apply. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I did the mistake. I have not changed the load pattern. Is it correct?
Live load.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, undo.
Live load.
Go back. Again select the frame. Change it to live. And at 0, 0, at 0, 0 load. At 10, 2 kilonewton. Say apply. Now it's correct. Is it okay? Yeah. Then select this frame. Now let me know, for this, the complete loading is there for this beam. UDL is there,
No,
no
sir.
problem.
No, sir. No,
But
sir.
the load is for full length, or there is a some at some length, for some part length.
Part length.
It is for some part length. Okay. So can I go with this option? See, I can go with this option. This one. Okay. First make it 0, 0 first. 0, 0. Okay. Clear this. Select the frame. If I am taking this option, so there is no option to assign the load in parts for the part length. So just put 2. Say apply. Is it? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So is it correct?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. So undo. Go back. Again select the frame. So just say 0. We have to work with the trapezoidal option. So for this beam, it is 0. It is 0 and it is 20. Is it correct? Hello.
Correct.
And we have to
Yes, sir,
assign the
correct,
loading up to 16 meter, from 0 to 16. So at 0, how much loading is there?
2
2
kilonewton.
kilonewton. Go back to ETABS and put 2. At 0 it is 2, and at 16 how much it is?
2 kilonewton.
2. Say apply. Now it's okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Okay, sir.
Now it's okay. Now just close this and clear this all. So we have successfully assigned all the loads. Now run the analysis. Okay, before of that, go to analyze, go to check model, check all these options, say okay. So this will give the intimation whether the analysis is right or wrong. Is it okay? Hello. So model has been
Okay,
checked.
sir.
No
Yes,
warning
sir. No
messages were
warning.
generated. Just close this. Now run the analysis. It is asking to save the model. Say B3. B3 save model. Just say close, and the animated shape, if you want to see, just click over this. So this is the animated shape of the member or the element or complete beam. Stop it. Just go back and let's see the result. So how much shear force we are getting? So just go back to ETABS and just right click or go to display, go to force stress diagram, go to frame, and first I would like to see the shear force under the live load pattern. Say apply. Is it visible? So for the left side beam, just right click. So the part result will be there because we have model in separate as a separate overhang beam. So this result we have on the left side, obviously nothing will be there. It is free end, no movement, no shear force. On the right side, how much load we are getting? Shear force 10. So go back and here, yeah, this part result is not there. Shear force, okay, it is 10. Okay, look for the moment, look for the moment. How much moment is there? Hello, hello.
33.33.
33.3. So moment we are getting here what? 33.3. Is it correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay. And shear force is actually not given here at the bottom side. So but obviously it will be what? 10. Okay. So we will verify the moment. So go back. So at a distance of just right click over this frame. So on the left side moment is 75.1567. go back to ETABS. See, okay, at this point we can see at a distance of 16 meter. Go back, just put the distance as 16, put the distance as 16, enter. How much we are getting? 44.53. go back and check 44.53. is it correct? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
this distance
yes,
we
yes.
actually don't have, that's why it is very difficult to find this. Otherwise the result is correct. You agree? Hello.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Agreed,
Yeah,
sir.
here 11.13. okay, go back shear force to see. For this point shear force is also not given here again. So after all the design analysis is correct. Is it? You all are agree or not?
Agreed, sir.
Agreed, sir.
Okay, so okay, so this is actually the result for this frame. Just go back to next example. So this is another example. So will you practice this? Hello.
Yes, sir. We will practice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here it is the next step of the manual calculation. So let's see, here is what? Here it is the hinge support. Here it is the roller support. Hello, it is what? It is the roller support or it is the hinge support. While you are practice what you will take here? Here it is the hinge support. Hello,
Hinged.
and here it
Hinged
will be
support.
what?
Roller support.
Roller support. Okay, then check the result. And last one, this one. Hello. See, this example we have to take. So this movement that you are getting, that is not actually in question. This is the next step of the manual calculation. In your bachelor's you might be learn about the different methods of analysis for the for what we can say in equilibrium section, equilibrium and non-equilibrium. Hello. So it is non-equilibrium. Hello.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
Okay, because the unknowns are more than your available equilibrium equations. Hello.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
What the term actually? I'm not getting the term. Hello. See, there are different method. Castigliano's method is there, and moment distribution method is there. Okay, moment area method is there. Hello, have you heard about this?
Yes, sir. Of
Yes,
course.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So these are the different methods available to deal with the non-equilibrium model, non-equilibrium structure. Okay.
redundant structure.
Okay. So see, this example has been solved by the moment distribution method, and you all well aware with moment distribution method where we have to use carryover factor, and we have to match the result at a particular joint. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
okay, so that's actually the theoretical concepts. Okay, but here what I want to say, only the beam is, this beam is there, this beam is there like this, whose both end is fixed. This is the roller support, this is the roller support, and this UDL loading is there, and these point loads are there only, and these movements are actually not there. Okay, so we will go to model this beam. So let me know how many grids will be there. Fast.
4, sir.
4, because we need to assign the support. That's why actually the beam is single beam. Hello, beam is single. Hello.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
Okay, but the problem is that we have to assign the support. That's why we need to have the 4 grids. So go back to ETABS, go to file, go to new model. Yes, go with the third option, say okay. Number of grids will be 4. In y direction it will be 1. Spacing, I think non-uniform spacing is there, but typical spacing is actually 4. Here it is 3, it is 4, and then is 2 plus 2 is 4. So typical spacing is actually 4 in x direction. Y, let it be 1. Custom grid, go to custom, say grid data, go with the second option. First is at a distance of 3 meter. 1 plus 2 is 3, just put 3. Then 4 4, it will be, let 1000 some dark color I would like to choose, say okay. So number of grids I want only 1. Spacing, let it be 3 3. I want the grids, say okay. Just close this, go to elevation along the grid first, say apply. Okay, now go to frame, just close this, model each individual frames like this. Okay, now on the left side and right side fixed support is there. So just drag from left to right, so this joint will be selected. Drag from left to right so that this joint will be selected. Go to assign, go to joint, go to restrain as fixed, say apply. So the fixed support we have assigned to all these joints. Now at the intermediate joints, roller support is there. So drag from left to right, drag from left to right, it should be roller, say apply. So the roller support we have assigned to intermediate support joints. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we have to assign the load. Just close this and go back to the question. So on the left side beam only the point load is there, but that is at a distance of what? Hello, fast answer me. Hello,
1 meter, sir.
at a distance of 1 meter this load is there. So go back and first select the frame, go to assign. Can I go with the joint load option?
Frame.
Sorry, we need to go with the frame, then point. So under the live load pattern, go with the second absolute distance from end I. At a distance of 1 meter I have to assign the load 80 kilonewton. So put 80, say apply. Is it okay? Hello.
Okay, sir.
Now on the right side, at a distance of 2 meter we have to assign the 40. So go back, window is actually available here. If I am just clicking on the OK, so window will be disappeared. So first select the frame and at a distance of 2 meter we have to assign the 40 kilonewton. Sorry, 40, say apply. So 40 kilonewton we have assigned. Now next, for the intermediate beams, select the frame. We have to assign the 50 kilonewton per meter uniformly distributed load. So select the frame, then just close this, go to assign, go to frame load, go to distributed, and under the live load pattern, we have to assign for the full length. So I can work with the uniform load option. We don't need to go with the trapezoidal. So just assign the load as 50 kilonewton per meter, say apply. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So all the loads, all the supports we have assigned. Just right click on the window and just click over set grid system visibility. Just click over this, so only the model will be there, grids will not be there. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now go to analyze, check model, check all these options, say okay.
Moments, sir.
Just close this and just run, click over the run analysis. It is asking to save the model, say B4 save model.
The concentrated moments.
So these are deformed shapes. Go to display, go to fourth state diagram, go to frame, and under the live load pattern I would like to see the movement, say apply. So the movements we are getting here, and just right click over this first frame. So the movement we are having on the left side is 21.3589. Go back to it, question. $21.3589. Hello. How much results we are getting here?
18.
Some movements of
18.
18.
Concentrated
This is why, because these all are the roundup values. These all are what? Roundup values, and this is your exact result. Hello.
Sir, we
Understand,
didn't
sir.
apply concentrated moments.
Sorry,
We didn't apply concentrated moments.
I am not getting. Speak loudly. Hello.
Sir, in question there is concentrated moments, right?
Yeah, concentrated load is there. Yes.
Concentrated moments. Some.
Sorry, I am not getting. Hello.
No, those are not moments. Those moments are part of solution.
I thought that those were the concentrated moments in the question itself, sir.
No.
See, we are looking for the moment. Okay, so moment on the left hand we are getting 21, but actually question answer is 18. This difference is what? Because these all values are the roundup values. Have you got this? So some difference will be there. Hello.
Yes, sir. Understand,
Yeah.
sir.
सर काउंट अपग्रेड मूवमेंट सर
Sorry.
मूवमेंट्स अप्लाई कर नहीं सकते हैं सर इसमें
नहीं.
मूवमेंट्स
This is 52.39 on the right side. So go back to ETABS and 52.9. See, here it is matching. Hello. Are you
Yes,
getting?
sir.
Slightly difference
Yes, sir.
also there.
Sir, sir, getting.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. So at this end you also see 41.4. Go back to ETABS. Just close this. Check this one. And on the right side of this middle beam 41.4. Go back. 48 we are getting. So slightly difference is there. Is that okay? Hello.
Okay, sir.
Just close this. Take this one. On the right side it is 7.8. Here we are getting 9. So that difference is there, but overall this is actually your correct result. This is actually your correct result. These are by manual calculation. So these are the manipulated result. These all are the roundup values. Is that okay? So this is all about today. So shall we conclude now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good night to all of you.
Thank you, sir.